Okay, this is Valentine Struder, who is Accident Health Director at ACE. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, I guess at the end of what's been a very long day for a lot of people at AMRE today. But I do appreciate you spending some time to chat with us this evening. Really, in terms of your specialty, what are the key trends that you're seeing developing in A&H at the moment?
So to add to what Nadia said, and from an A&H point of view, what we see because of the globalization is that more and more companies are looking at us to help them protect their employees while they're traveling around the world, and more in areas that are sometimes a bit challenging or more risky. So they want us to bring the support and accompany their employees throughout their journey, throughout their business travel. So it's in terms of assistance, medical emergency, and that across the world, whatever the business trip is about.
I mean, we've seen huge changes in the way business travel is perceived by companies over the last 10 years, where I guess before individuals would be told to book their own flights and their own accommodation, pretty much left to it. But now it has to be thought through on so many bases.
Yeah.
How do you work with your clients to ensure that their employees are looked after as best as possible in perhaps some quite difficult and challenging environments?
Yeah, absolutely. So more and more we provide them with additional assistance services. So starting from when they are at home, preparing their trip. So we have travel information depending on where they're going and which country. So a lot about information, what are the risks in terms of medical risk as well as political, potentially war risk. So really giving the information up front, then giving them throughout their journey the ability to, of course, have a telephone number they can call at any time for any kind of request, emergency, etc. What we do also more and more is kind of travel tracker. So the companies need to know in some cases where their employees are traveling and where they are at a certain time in the trip. So it's really about, I suppose the service or the insurance service is remaining the same, but all the assistance that are built around that product are getting richer and richer. And just maybe to add on top of it, what they're asking us also is to cover worldwide, and instead of having like a different policy depending on the country, what they want is if a French traveler travel together with a Chinese traveler, they want to be able to offer the same service in case of emergency. So really having like worldwide program, international programs, so they cover all the employees the same way.
Okay. And in terms of, I guess the theme of this year's AMRE is internationalization for business, going more global. When you're talking to clients within France looking to do exactly that and arranging business travel for their employees, what countries are you seeing come up more now that perhaps you weren't doing, say, 5 years ago?
Yeah. BRIC markets are growing, so Brazil, Russia, India and China, of course. We also see a lot of our partners, company we work with, going to Africa as well, more and more. So that's the kind of emerging countries, in terms of interest and needs for cover.
And as we more and more businesses start to look in that type of direction, are you going to be developing the services you offer further to offer more assistance?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day. So we work with lots of assistance providers to grow the program and the kind of services we're offering. We're also developing our own proprietary network, opening like new franchise in different countries. I'm thinking about Tunisia being the latest one, but also where we don't have our own companies have a subsidiary. We develop our network of partners where we know that if one of our companies send one of his employees or its employees in that country, we know that we can rely on our partner to be there and look after the employees.